Hey guys, Mr. B here again, bringing another awesome math video. Um, this video is going to be on using the distributive property, and just an introduction video. If you're doing some, you're learning algebra for the first time, whatever grade that might be for you. I'm getting a lot of comments lately saying that I'm overshooting some of these targets, but congrats, But I would say most likely you're learning this in grade 8. And if you're in grade 5 doing this, then good on you. But this is where I've seen this topic taught, most frequently to begin with. But you know what? Even when I teach some of my most advanced students, calculus, advanced math, grade 12, some distributive property is something that they not necessarily struggle with, but sometimes it's in the back of their head a lot. And you have to apply it in a lot of different difficult situations. So it's one of those fundamental math skills that will follow you around forever. As always, guys, if you like this video, certainly give me a like. If you need some help with math, then by all means subscribe to the channel. I'm adding videos all the time, and I've got getting on probably 400 videos, and I'm trying to. My goal right now, short-term goal, is 10,000 subscribers. So if you guys can make that happen, that would be great. Long-term goal, 100,000 subscribers. So if you at all find this helpful, certainly it doesn't cost anything to give me a little subscribe. All right, so somewhere in your past, I would assume that you guys have dealt with algebra tiles along the way. All right, so algebra tiles are just a creative way of modeling algebra. They're the training wheels of algebra, basically. But eventually we have to move away from them. And I know that sometimes we get reliant on them, and some students don't need them at all. So it's just one of those things where we're all sort of on a different timeline, and but that timeline sort of goes to the same spot, which is if you want to progress through your algebra skills into your pre-calculus and all that kind of stuff, and calculus eventually, you have to get rid of the algebra tiles. But they are useful for sort of visualizing and seeing the why behind some of these moves that happen in algebra. So what I have here is I have 3 times x plus 4. All right, that's literally what this is. Even though there's not a multiplication sign between the 3 and the brackets, anytime you have a number up against a bracket, that's what it means. 3 times x plus 4. I have literally 3 x plus 4s. So how I would represent that with algebra tiles, well, I've got my x plus 4 here represented. So the 3 means I need 3 of them. So I would actually write this out, right? So I'd clone it, and then I have, well, now I have 2 of them, and I do it again, and clone, and now I have 3. So that would allow me to be able to get my answer. Well, my answer would be, I have 1, 2, 3 x tiles, so it'd be 3, got to turn my pen on, 3x. And then if I count these, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 tiles. So it'll be simply 3x plus 12. So obviously now if you had something like a 10 here, you do not want to be drawing 10 sets of this, right? So we need an algebraic mechanism to be able to simplify this, or some people would argue it's not simplifying, but handle this so that it's easier, right? So I'll write it over here again. So 3x plus 4. So let's think about how we can get that, right? So the way we get that is by using the distributive property, and distribute means exactly that. It means to give this 3 to everything inside the brackets. So distribute means to give, right? If you have something and you're distributing it, then you would give it to people, right? So we're going to distribute this 3 to the x, and distribute this 3 to the 4. And in distributing, we multiply. And I had a teacher friend who used to call this the claw, because she was obsessed with cats, and it looked like a cat claw to her. So if you want to call it the claw, certainly. So it's 3 times x. So 3 times x. And sometimes, actually, you know what? I'm going to take that a step further, and I'm going to write that in brackets. So 3 times x plus 3 times 4. All right, so those two get multiplied together. And then, well, 3 times x is just 3x. And again, this is like, this step here is your thinking, right? And it's a progression. Some people are good at thinking in their head, some people are not, right? My dad is an excellent thinker in his head. I did not inherit that skill from him. So I like to write things down to sort of keep me organized. He doesn't need that. And then we go 3 times 4 is 12. So we got the exact same answer. Obviously, this skill is much more scalable. Like we can relate this to a lot more questions, because if you got difficult numbers, then tiles become a problem. All right, let's try another one. So we've got 5 times x minus 3. So again, we'll do the claw, the distributive property, just like this. So I got 5 times x, and this is my thinking step, plus 5 times negative 3. So be careful, that subtract means that 3 is really a negative 3, okay? And so 5 times x is 5x. And then 5 times 3, or negative 3, is negative 15. So we would represent this with minus 15. And there it is. We've reduced the step down to a little bit. Just getting a text message here. Let's see what this is all about. Okay. All right. So next step, we've got one that looks a little bit backwards. All right. So we've got 4 times 5, just like that. And then we've got 4 times negative x. So I'll write this out again. So the order doesn't matter. Okay, the x is second. That really doesn't matter. Plus, and then 4 times negative x. So we end up with 20. 4 times 5 is 20. And then 4 times negative x is subtract, or negative 4x. Now, there's going to be teachers that are going to tell you that that's not okay to leave it like that. Maybe they want you to put the 4x first. So if you do that, you got to keep the signs, okay? So whatever sign is in front, so that subtract 4x, so that comes over here, and this is a plus 20 right here, and that's it. All right, maybe you want to know what's in that text message. Nothing important. All right, guys, so thanks for watching. I appreciate all the positive comments. If you have any video requests, certainly drop a message. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in class.